to me. You have warrants for your arrest for attempted homicide, carjacking, and fleeing and looting.
What? This is 17-year-old Shakel McLean, a teenager with a violent past, a stolen car, and blood on his hands. Just 1 week ago, he brutally attacked a 70-year-old woman and left her for dead. Now, he's just learned the one thing he never expected: she survived. And with the cops closing in, Shakel will say anything, twist everything, and do whatever it takes to outrun the truth.
Every single time you opened your mouth and started talking to me, you lied.
I'm scared.
But soon, he'll be backed into a corner, and what he reveals will unravel a truth far darker and more twisted than anyone ever imagined.
What I need you to do is tell me what happened.
I'm scared to tell you all the truth because that's all it is. I don't want to die.
At 9:30 p.m. on the 4th of November, 2021, officers in Tallahassee, Florida, responded to a call about a stolen vehicle at the Sam's Club on Dick Wilson Boulevard. When they arrived, they made a horrifying discovery. A 70-year-old woman, an employee at Sam's Club, had been viciously attacked with a large tree branch. She had suffered severe head trauma and multiple brain bleeds. Thankfully, she was rushed to the emergency room and, against the odds, survived her injuries. What followed was a relentless search for the person responsible. Investigators immediately pulled surveillance footage from the scene. Strangely, the cameras directly facing the area of the assault had stopped working at the exact time of the incident. However, other cameras did manage to capture a 2009 Jeep Compass leaving the parking lot at 8:11 p.m. 3 days later, on the 7th of November, detectives finally got a break. An officer spotted the same Jeep Compass and attempted a traffic stop. The driver fled, eventually ditching the vehicle at 220 Blackhorn Trail. But the suspect didn't just abandon the car, he also left behind 2 passengers. According to the passengers' statements, they had been riding with a man named Aaron Carter and a teenage boy they only knew as Kells. The group was reportedly headed to the North Florida Fair in Tallahassee, all in the stolen vehicle. Detectives quickly tracked down Aaron Carter, who, as it turned out, also worked at Sam's Club. As they investigated further, they unraveled the identity of Kells, 17-year-old Shakel McLean. He had met Aaron through the Second Chance program and had been living in a group home in Panama City. Shakel wasn't unknown to law enforcement. He had a prior violent history, including an incident involving the assault of a police officer. He had only been in Tallahassee for a month, arriving in October 2021. At this point, investigators were left to piece together a deeper mystery. Was this a random act of violence, or had it been planned? And where did Aaron fit in? Was he an unwitting passenger, or a key part of a calculated attack? On the 11th of November, exactly 1 week after the brutal assault, detectives arrested Shakel McLean and brought him in for questioning. The following footage has been provided to us by the Tallahassee Police Department, Florida.
All right. So right now you're under arrest. Okay. So you're in custody and you're here at the Tallahassee Police Department. So before I can talk to you and ask you questions and you ask me questions and all that stuff, I got to read your rights. Okay.
As detectives read Shakel his Miranda rights, one question lingered in the background. Shakel was originally from Georgia. So what was a 17-year-old doing in Tallahassee, nearly 3 hours from home, without a parent or guardian?
So, okay. Where's Mama?
Mom gave me away at 2 years old.
At 3 years old?
2.
To who?
Well, she gave me away
To the state? Like, did she put you up for adoption, or?
Well, it's somehow type of way how I went through the court system, where she gave up her rights. Mm-hmm. Which she gave me to one of her coworkers, but the lady who raised me passed away.
Okay, when was that?
That was a long time.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say not long, but I guess you can look at it.
If something happened to you and you were dead or in the hospital,
ain't nobody gonna care.
But who we're gonna call? Well, Brendan's not your brother. Like, do you have family members? Like a real aunt and uncle.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you, boss. My mom, I don't know who my daddy is. My mom, like I told you, she gave me away at 2 years old. I'm here. I'm working, sir. I'm off today. I'm currently working.
Where do you work at?
I work at Taco Bell.
Which one?
Back that way, close to where I stay.
So the one down there on South Monroe in Orange?
Because my paperwork's supposed to be getting transferred.
To?
Here.
Paperwork from where?
From a Taco Bell transfer.
From where?
From Georgia.
From Georgia.
Yes, sir. I had to call and see if they can do a transfer, if that makes sense.
When did you get into town?
I got into town, I think, a couple of days ago.
A couple of days ago?
Yes, sir.
So today is Wednesday, November 10th.
Wednesday, November 10th. I left, okay, so here's how it goes. I came, so Wednesday, November 10th, the 11th, I came here and I went to the fair. I don't know. I got a ride and I went to the fair. I think 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay.
That's when I was at the fair. That's when I came down here. Because I went to the fair and was visiting and stuff. Then I left again, but then I came back.
So you got into town the same day you went to the fair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I went to the fair possibly, if I'm not mistaken, around 8:35 or so at night.
Okay, but you don't know what day it was?
To be honest, I think 3 or 2 days ago.
2 or 3 days. So today's Wednesday, so Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Which one of those days was it?
I'm probably going to go with either between Saturday or Sunday.
Saturday or Sunday?
Yes, sir.
So you got into town the same day that you went to the fair?
Yes, sir, because I wanted to go to the fair, you know.
Cool. Who'd you go to the fair with?
Well, I got a ride with some other people. I didn't know. They were just being friendly and gave me a ride. So I took it. That was my free ticket for a ride, so I didn't have to walk.
So did they give you their names or anything? Nicknames, names?
I really didn't do too much introduction. I was mostly quiet, just trying to watch my surroundings, you know. It was the easier way for me, and it didn't take that long to get to the fair.
This line of questioning about the North Florida Fair is crucial, because right now, the strongest piece of evidence detectives have are the testimonies from Aaron and the 2 witnesses. Their statements not only place Shackle behind the wheel, but also pin him as the one who stole the vehicle. Yet Shackle's version of events is almost unbelievable. According to him, he arrived in Tallahassee on either Saturday or Sunday alone, with no parent or guardian, and within hours, agreed to go to the fair with 3 complete strangers, in a car that just happened to be stolen. His account directly contradicts Aaron's statement, which clearly places Shackle in Tallahassee since October. But if you thought that lie was outrageous, it was just the beginning, because things were about to get a whole lot worse.
No, you're with nobody else.
No, sir. Just...
Do you have any friends up here besides Brendan?
Yes, sir.
That lives at Lower Lee? So
I got a couple of friends.
Did you see any of your friends up here while you're up here?
I seen, what, at the fair?
No, well, either at the fair or since you've been in town.
I've seen, since when I went to the fair, I was supposed to re-link with my best friend, but she wasn't able to make it. That's who I was originally supposed to meet at the fair.
Who is that?
My best friend, her name is Brianna.
Brianna?
Yes, sir.
But you didn't meet up with her?
No, we were supposed to reconnect, but
Okay.
Sadly, she didn't see it.
Did you see any other friends while you're in town?
No, I just spent the day at the fair by myself, lonely.
Okay. So what time do you think you got home? If you left the fair at 11-ish,
it didn't take me that long because it's like right down the road.
You just walked there, and so you went to Brendan's house. Is it Brendan's house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just spent the night there, boss.
Went to Brendan's house, and would you wake up the next morning, or?
Well, we hung out. We hung out, played games, took my dog for a walk. Okay, cool. You know, did what people would do. Kids are kids.
Gotcha.
Teens are teens.
Okay, so you got here from Saturday. How did you get from Georgia to Tallahassee on Saturday or Sunday?
Greyhound.
Greyhound?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bought an online ticket, Greyhound.
And so you don't know what city you came from on Greyhound?
Well, I'm not that good with remembering, my city, but, since...
Okay. Was it, is the ticket in your name?
No, sir.
Whose name was it in?
Well, I'm not eligible. I wasn't eligible. I tried to put a ticket in my name, but I wasn't eligible for it. So I paid somebody to get me down here.
You paid somebody to buy you a ticket?
Yes, sir. But it wasn't like that bad.
Who'd you pay?
I don't know. I just paid some homeless guy. Hey, give me the ticket.
Did you get his name?
I think his name Wesley, maybe. Wesley started with a W.
But you don't know what city that was in?
Like
where you had him buy you the ticket at?
I ain't gonna lie. I don't really, like I said, I don't really remember the city. Like.
Okay. So prior to Saturday or Sunday, when's the last time you've been in Tallahassee? Like how long ago?
I ain't gonna lie. This is my first time being back. I haven't been in Tallahassee for a while.
So how long's a while? So
like
we're
wow.
So we're November of 21. Have you been in Tallahassee this year at all? 2021?
Nope.
2020? Last year?
Nope.
Okay. You've been in the system a bunch. You've been arrested a bunch of times, right?
Yeah, I've been at the place at the wrong time.
Ever since you were like 12 years old?
Yeah. First charge started was, I think, me and my mom probably got into it or something. And I guess upstairs neighbor probably wound up calling the police. And apparently I probably assaulted an officer, but I didn't remember. Yeah.
Earlier in the interview, Shakel claimed that his mother gave him up to a coworker when he was just 2 years old. But now, he's saying that his previous charges stemmed from an incident involving his mother when the two were supposedly living together. Unless a 2-year-old child is capable of assaulting a trained police officer, this story makes absolutely no sense. And it's not just you and me thinking that the detectives weren't buying it either. At this point, they'd had enough of the contradictions and excuses. It was time to hit Shakel with a brutal dose of reality.
We're not going to keep going down this BS of you lying about stuff. Okay, listen to me. You're under arrest. Okay, you have warrants for your arrest. Okay, which hold on, listen to me. Okay, we've been doing this a long time. Okay, we don't just send specialty units to go pick people up when we haven't done an entire investigation and have warrants on somebody. So this whole BS that we just went through, every single time you opened your mouth and started talking to me, you lied.
I'm scared.
That's fine if you're scared. No, you are lying to me. You've lied to me since the first thing the only true stuff that you told me was your name, date of birth, that you were on lower leave, staying with somebody named Brendan, and your social security number.
Listen, boss, I don't got
and that you went to the fair on Sunday.
Listen, I don't got nothing to hide. I don't know what's going on or why y'all even got me in these handcuffs. That's what I've been asking since the police showed up.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out, because I followed the direction that was given. I didn't do anything wrong. And you saying I'm lying, you saying I'm BS.
You are.
But, I mean, okay, that's in your opinion. But in my
here's the thing. It's not my opinion.
Okay, so boss, can you please just tell me what I'm being arrested for?
You have warrants for your arrest for attempted homicide, carjacking, and fleeing and looting.
What?
Yeah. Everything you've just told me.
I'm not lying.
You are lying.
I can back it up for you,
with
boss.
What?
Listen, I don't have no reason to lie to you at all. Yes, sir, because you talking about I'm carjacking. Who would I kill if even a homicide isn't a killing? I've never hurt anybody. Since I've been on this earth, I've never...
Okay.
Yeah, I might have got...
So, here's the thing. You weren't at the fair by yourself.
I wasn't.
You weren't at the fair by yourself. I talked to the people who were with you at the fair. How do you think I got your name and know who you are?
Boss, listen. I done told you. Listen, the people who you say, I don't know. Okay, I don't know who you talking about. All I told you what I told you. I got a ride to the fair. The people were being nice and generous. I got a ride. I went to the fair. I was supposed to meet my best friend there, like I told you.
Brianna, but that didn't happen. Okay.
No, because she never showed.
So then why were the people that I talked to why would they just make up something that the people that know you and identified you, that you were at the fair with them?
They dropped me off at the fair. Yeah, they dropped me off at the fair. Okay. I went to the fair. Like, I'm not lying. I went to the fair.
What kind of car was it?
I got in a white Jeep.
A white Jeep?
Yes, sir. I got in a white Jeep.
Okay. What's your baby mama's name?
Baby mama, her name, I call it Bonnie, but you can call her Nisha.
Nisha?
Yeah.
You don't know her real name?
Nah, that's what she really go by. Nisha.
What's her last name?
Nisha. Last name. Listen, I don't want you to think I'm trying to make up no middle name, because...
What's her last name?
Listen, I call her Bae.
She in your phone?
It's going to be under my Bonnie, but...
My Bonnie?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what we're going to stick with. This is...
Well, boss, now can you tell me what's... Like, well, you just explained it. You said carjacking, a homicide.
I said attempted homicide.
Attempted homicide.
Carjacking.
And
fleeing and looting.
Fleeing and looting. But I do want you to understand, like, boss, I'm not lying to you.
So when you were in the car with these people, supposedly, police ever get behind you or anything?
Oh, no, because not on the way to the fair.
So you just went to the fair and then you never saw them again?
Adios. Because the house is right there. I wouldn't need a ride just to walk down the hill.
Who was driving the Jeep?
I think a black guy was. I think a black guy kind of was. I ain't gonna lie. I did forget my. It's a little thing for my phone. It's like a little clip on. I did forget that, so I did go back to the car. He let me use the key to go back to the car and get my little clip on for my phone.
Okay. So you have your...
Wait, so that means the car is stolen?
Yeah.
I have my hands all in that car.
Look closely, and you can almost see the light bulb flicker on above Shakel's head. As it suddenly hits him, his DNA might be in that car. What comes next is nothing short of one of the most awkward, stumbling attempts to explain why your fingerprints might be found in a stolen vehicle.
Did you ever drive that car?
No, but I did go on the passenger side, though, because that's the only way you could unlock the car, unless you hit the little button. But I just stuck the key in and opened it with my hand. I didn't have, I opened it with my hand. Reached in there. I did put my hand on the steering wheel. Yes, sir. I'm not gonna lie. So if y'all did or didn't, I don't know if y'all did or didn't test the car for fingerprints. I did put my hands on the steering wheel. Yes, sir. I did. I was sitting in the passenger seat, so my hands.
So why would you touch the steering wheel if you're in the passenger seat?
That's where, because the way the person parked on the passenger side is too close and you can't open the door as much to get in on the passenger side. So you had to go on the other side because there was more open space to get into the car.
So the door wouldn't work? Or just
No. I'm saying...
Oh, because you're parked to...
Yeah, the way the person parked next on the passenger side.
Gotcha. And that was when...
That was at the fair.
At the fair?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I had to go on the driver's side just to get my stuff.
Okay.
I put my hand... On the way there, I was sitting in the passenger seat. So if my fingerprints show up... Yeah, I was in the passenger seat. I put my hands on the outside door. Put my hands on the steering wheel. And I had my hands on a little bar, probably on the AC. I done put my hands probably on the radio, whatever else. They had a charger in there. I used their charger.
Okay. So that's it?
I mean, anything else y'all want me to tell you? Like I said, I do apologize.
No, that's fine. Hey, so that phone you have a passcode on that phone?
Yes, sir.
Do you mind telling me what it is, or?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't really give my password out. It's the only thing I've never felt comfortable with a lot of people going into my phone, and I got pictures and stuff in there, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I got pictures in my phone.
Everybody's got pictures of their phone.
And I got a lot of stuff, privacy stuff.
Fortunately for investigators, Shakel's so-called privacy stuff didn't involve anything personal instead. It turned out to be a goldmine of incriminating messages that pointed to yet another potential suspect. In a conversation between Aaron and Shakel, just 3 hours before the assault, the two are seen clearly mapping out what to do with the stolen car, including instructions on removing the license plates and hiding fingerprints using socks. Then, 3 hours after the vehicle was reported stolen at 11 p.m., Aaron began sending Shakel detailed directions on where to take it. So what role does Aaron really play in all this? Is he just a passive accomplice? Or is this crime far more calculated than detectives first imagined? That's a question for later, because right now, Shakel has a different mission to beg, cry, and plead for a second chance.
All right. Well, I don't have any more questions for you. No. Okay. So
What happens now?
what's going to happen right now is, like I said, you got warrants for your arrest for attempted homicide, carjacking, and fleeing and eluding. I'm going to call a patrol officer to come up here. They're going to re-handcuff you and take you out to the juvenile assessment center.
So that means that's going to be on my record now?
Yeah. I'm keeping your phone.
Is there any way I can get an attorney? Because I can't have this going on.
You get an attorney. I mean, they'll deal with all that stuff out there, and you'll probably end up with a public defender. Or if you know somebody that can hire you an attorney, they'll get you an attorney. So that's what's going to happen right now.
I mean, boss, I didn't do this crime. Like, I understand this is serious, but I'm telling you the truth. I didn't do this crime. Like, if this goes on my record, I already got enough as it is on my record. Like, please, you gotta understand. Like, I'm being so serious, boss. I cannot have that going on my record.
It's already going on there. So, I mean, the only thing I was hoping is you tell me the truth about. Hold on. That you would tell me the truth about what happened, because that way I could call the state attorney and be like, hey, dude was 100% honest with me. For what it's worth, I believe him. He was honest. He was cooperative. And whatever happens, at least, you can let the judge know that and then go that whole thing. So
I do apologize for not, but everything else that I told you is true, boss.
Okay. All right. So
I really, now, oh my God. And I got a baby on the way.
When's your baby due?
My baby's going to be due in May. I can't, boss. I can't go. I gotta be in my baby's life.
Well, I'm not saying you're not going to be in your baby's life, but today you're being arrested. You're already arrested.
Yes, sir,
you're being transported out to the juvenile assessment center.
Because I failed. Because I failed to do the thing. I understand, but...
No. You're being arrested because you had probable cause to charge you with these crimes.
Yeah, I got warrants for you this morning before they picked you up.
Before we spoke to you.
That's why people came and found you.
Yes, sir, and I understand that, but I'm saying I'm not going to be able to get no type of job with that. I'm being on my record.
I can't help you with that.
I didn't do this.
So work with, either get you a lawyer if you can, or work with your public defender that you're going to get appointed, okay? And do what's best for you and work through the process, okay? But things have already gotten to the point where we can't go back and undo them, okay? Probable cause is what it is, and that's what ended up having you here today right now. So you're already arrested, the charge is already there.
I should have never.
What happens from here depends on you and your lawyer.
You know what? It's okay. I understand. It's my fault. I should never ask for no ride. I should have just... None of this would have never happened if I never asked for no ride.
All right. I'll try to get somebody up here as soon as possible. That way you don't got to sit here, and we'll get you out there. All right?
I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. This shit happening all over again, bruh. It's happening all over again. I don't do shit wrong. Always getting caught up in the wrong fucking situation. I fucking hate myself. This shit don't make no fucking sense, bruh. Excuse me, is anybody outside? Hey, I'm sorry about it, but if it's possible that I could just at least call my baby mama and let her know what's going on.
You might be able to at the juvenile assessment center.
Because just in case if they really don't let me, at least when I call my baby mama and let her know what's going on.
I can call her, give her phone number, but I don't have her phone number.
I don't have her phone. I don't remember her phone number like that. That's what I was asking. That's what I'm saying. If you could at least call her off my phone or something. I don't care. Like, I just really need to let her know that what's going on because we got a baby and I'm finna get arrested for something I ain't do, boss. And I'm like being so serious because it's like, if this goes on my record, I'm not going to be able to get no job. When people see this, when I become an adult and people look at my record and run me as a background, they're not going to want to hire me. I'm not going to be able to be a doctor. I'm not going to be able to go to college because then everything I just did, everything I've done is now it's going to go to waste because I'm telling you, I didn't commit this crime. You're not believing me, and I don't know how to prove myself of being innocent. The only way I can see it is getting a public defender, and I can't go through this.
All I asked you to do is be honest, and you are honest.
Let's just say Shakel's not exactly on the fast track to med school, especially after spending nearly an hour and a half feeding lies to the police. But after this first round of questioning, it's clear he's rattled. The pressure's getting to him, and he's desperate to get out of that room. He knows his story isn't holding up, and it won't be long before the cracks start to show.
I'm sorry we got off on the wrong foot before.
Okay.
Listen, like I told you, I came from Panama City. To the Greyhound. I got somebody to get my ticket for a Greyhound. Came here, was visiting, I was trying to find an apartment in the house. So my birthday is in like 3 months. 2.
Yeah, January.
Yeah, 2 months. Would turn 18, looking for an apartment. I got a baby on the way. My baby's due in May.
I get all that. What day did you get here?
Between Saturday, because the same day I went to the fair.
You didn't get here Saturday or Sunday.
So I've been here longer than that, basically. When would you say I got here?
At least a week. Like, at least a week prior to the day you went to the fair.
Prior to the week I went to the fair. Did anything happen before that week?
Before that week?
Yes, sir.
I don't know where you were prior to coming here.
Because I'm saying, I need, boss, I ain't steal no car. I didn't harm anyone at all. I didn't know the car was stolen at all.
You put a lady in the hospital.
Boss, I didn't hurt no lady.
You did.
I promise you I didn't hurt no lady. What lady?
The lady whose car you stole.
I didn't steal the car, that's what I'm
You
saying.
did steal the car.
How? How, boss? I'm telling you.
You beat the hell out of a lady and you stole her car. That's what happened.
I didn't put my hands on nobody. I'm being honest with you, boss.
Do you understand how DNA works?
I didn't put my hands on
Do you understand? You know what DNA is?
DNA, yeah, that's something to do with touch.
Yeah, we all have a specific DNA that only comes back to us. Each person has a separate DNA. Okay? So when you touch things, when in your saliva, like everything is your DNA.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's when you touch stuff, your DNA transfers from you to objects to people. So
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I did have I was in the car.
I know you were in the car.
Yeah, but
and I also know that you beat the hell out of a lady and sent her to the hospital.
Boss, I've never put my hands on no females. Is what I'm trying to tell you. You gotta believe me. Like, please, boss. I
don't believe you though.
I know
because you haven't said anything to refute or argue against the evidence that I have.
Well,
proving that you did this.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, who do I need to get you to tell you what time I got home, what time where I was, or where did I go?
Because I already have all that information.
But I'm telling you, like, whatever information you got, okay, yeah, I was in the car.
I know that.
I was in the car, but didn't steal no car, I've never hit no female.
You did steal the car. They didn't pick you up. You stole the car. You're not gonna get a job, dude.
I just wanted to graduate.
Like, you might get a job 20, 30 years from now. Maybe. But your record and trying to get a job and whatever, like, you need to worry about the now and not down the road.
Boss, I understand. That's why I'm like, I don't want this to go on my record.
It is. So you might as well stop saying I don't want it to go on my record, because it already is.
And okay.
You're being arrested, and you'll have your day in court, but all you're doing is lying about stuff right now, which I already have the proof and evidence that you're lying about everything.
Okay, boss. So if you say, because I know, like, if you ask, you're supposed to be showing. So if you have the proof.
I do.
Can I see it?
You'll see it in court. I don't have to show it to you right now.
I mean, because.
I don't have to show you anything right now. At all.
Why are you getting so hostile?
I'm not getting hostile with you. I'm just telling you the fact.
Like, you trying to put your foot down on something, like, that don't make no sense. I'm asking a simple question. You don't got to come at me on no type of.
I'm not trying to come at you. I have evidence, but I do not have to show that to you right now.
If there's any way that I got to prove that I'm not guilty, I'm going to find that way. If I got to bring so much people in just to tell you where I was, fine. It'll have to be that.
And that'll be your option in court.
Because you don't believe me, which is fine.
I don't.
That's okay. But one thing I know is this cannot go on my record, because I'm already knowing. I done seen a lot of cop shows. I done seen a lot of this. And I'm telling you the truth. You're not believing me, and that's fine.
Okay.
You say
this
you got
isn't
proof.
a show. This is real life.
And I understand.
Shows are make-believe.
Okay, but I'm understanding that. But at the same time, I gotta let you know, like,
this isn't a show. This isn't a movie that you pay money to go see or watch on TV. There's a real life individual who has a family and has kids, who's in the hospital and might or might not make it.
I'm not able to prove myself as innocent.
Because you haven't given me anything to argue against the evidence that I have against you, at all.
Okay, but I can prove that if I give you names to say where I was, wouldn't that be able to prove that, okay, I wasn't there?
Right, because your homeboy is going to be like, yeah, he was here. What does that prove? I'm
not lying to you, because I actually, after I left the fair, I didn't go nowhere with them. I went straight home. Straight home is where I went.
Straight home.
I did.
You didn't go straight home. I know for a fact you didn't go straight home.
So where did I go, boss? Tell me, where did I go?
You were in a stolen car. You wound up on the south side of town. You're running from the cops.
He ain't running from nobody. Y'all came to his house and got me, and like I told them, I said, I don't know what I'm being arrested for. I don't know what's going on. I'm sitting here, you asked us questions, I told you what it was. And I'm being honest, and you're not believing me, you still feel like I'm lying.
Because I don't feel like you're lying.
You know, you say you're lying. You say
I know for a fact you're lying.
But I'm telling you, your theory is wrong. Okay, I don't know what else to do. Okay, you know what, I can see it's not going to go anywhere. It's fine. You know what? I'm innocent. Regardless, I understand I got to go to court. Can you just go ahead and just tell me if that's the case? If I'm not going to be able to prove myself innocent, how many?
I mean, give me a reason. Give me something to say besides I didn't do it. I mean, so, this lady, you're talking the difference between attempted homicide and homicide. She ends up dying. There's different levels. If you did something and didn't mean to, and it was an accident, then that's different. Then that weighs differently. But you're not even, if you didn't mean to do something but it just happened, then be honest about it. If you didn't mean to hurt somebody,
boss,
and you got scared and you didn't know what to do and you drove off, then tell me what happened.
The detective just offered Shakel a lifeline, a chance to tell the truth, or dig himself even deeper. What Shakel chooses to reveal, however, is far more layered than anyone anticipated, and it could finally explain the extent of Aaron's involvement in the crime.
If I tell you the truth, can I please be protected?
If you're scared of somebody, then I will let them know and they'll have to look at that. But I can't promise you or tell you anything. What I need you to do is tell me what happened.
I'm scared to tell y'all the truth because that's all it is. I don't want to die.
Here's the thing. Right now, you're in police custody and you're going to jail. So nobody can get to you.
But yeah, still, if they find out that I said something, regardless if it's not me, it's gonna be somebody else.
Okay, I can't do what ifs and like this and that. So you either want to tell me what's going on.
I'm telling you, but I want to be guaranteed.
I can't guarantee you anything at all. I don't have that ability. All I can do is take what you give me and talk to the state attorney's office, and they talk to judges, and they deal with stuff like that. I can't promise you anything. I can't guarantee you anything. All I can do is pass along information.
Is there somebody I could talk to for my safety? I just want to make sure
Not right here.
I was threatened.
You were threatened to do what?
If I didn't do it, they was gonna find my baby mama and they was gonna hurt her.
Who threatened you? Well, let's get back. Okay, let's think about that. If you didn't do what, they were gonna hurt you.
If I didn't do what they told me.
And what did they tell you to do?
They wanted me to just don't want to get my baby mama hurt. I'm just scared. I don't want her to be hurt.
What did they threaten you to do, or what did they tell you to do to threaten whoever?
He told me if I didn't do it, that, or if I did open my mouth and say something, that they either kill me or my baby mama. And I felt like I didn't have a choice. I was told not to call the police. I didn't want to do it.
Didn't want to do what?
I didn't want to take that car.
You didn't want to take that car? Okay. So tell me, so they threatened you, but you did it. So tell me what you did.
After they posted the threat, they gave me a certain time I had to be there. And I was being watched. It was a guy that works there. He was watching me. People where the wooded area is were watching me from there. And I was scared.
Tragically, both the National Gang Center and the Department of Justice recognize that gangs often manipulate minors into taking on criminal roles. Why? Because juveniles are prime targets. They face lighter legal consequences, and many come from unstable homes, just like Shakel. Gangs prey on this vulnerability, exploiting a young person's desire to belong, to feel protected, or to be feared. But in Shakel's case, things aren't so clear-cut. Given the long list of lies he's already told during this interview, it's hard to know whether this latest claim is genuine or just another story crafted to shift blame. The only way detectives can get to the truth is by digging into the details and seeing if his story actually holds up under scrutiny.
What did they want you to do to her?
Well, the first plan they wanted me to do was to knock her out, put her in the car, take the car to a certain location, and leave it there with her in the car. But plans had changed, where they told me to just take her car. I don't know what they were gonna do to her or anything, but.
Okay, so how'd you get to Sam's?
I walked
From,
it's like a little roundabout. It's like, it's a circle in the middle. It's past the circle, and on the right side is some type, I think, it's some type of veterans. It's some type of veterans place. It got the word
Veterans Hospital?
I think so. It's on, the logo is blue.
Okay. So you walked past there.
That's the way I was coming from, like, to go to Sam's Club.
Okay.
It's a road right over there. It's a road before you even hit, like, that little roundabout, and before you get to there.
The only roundabout I know about is down at
That's the one in the middle.
Paul Russell and like Orange Avenue.
Before you get to that veterans place,
Okay.
right there you come. So if I'm coming from the road that I'm heading on this way, that means the veterans will still be on my right, and the roundabout is right in front of me. So I just take that right, which goes all the way past the veterans.
Okay. So you walked to Sam's.
They gave me the clothes that I needed to put on.
They gave you clothes that you need to put on? Which was what?
They gave me a hoodie, mask, and some socks.
Socks for what?
To cover my hands, but
Okay.
I didn't.
What color were the socks?
Socks are white. There's white socks and there's black socks.
Black socks. Were they long socks, short socks?
Not
Really,
over
really long socks?
Not over the ankle. Like, they're like...
Like kind of like what you're wearing? Okay.
When officers searched the car, they did find a pair of black socks, and the text messages confirmed that Shakel had been using socks to cover his fingerprints. So, at the very least, that part of his story checks out.
Alright, so you wound up at Sam's. Was the sun out? Was it dark?
Well, when I left, I was trying to make it there before 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I didn't want them to come looking for me, and I didn't want them to hurt my baby mama. After that, they gave me the clothes. I changed into the clothes in the back. It was over there in a certain apartment area. It was like a little cover-up. I changed there, and that's when they broke a stick off the thing.
They broke a stick off of what thing?
Off a branch.
Okay.
And I took the stick, but I didn't put on no socks. I didn't want to hurt that lady, but I didn't have a choice.
Okay.
I didn't want to die, and I don't want my baby mom to die. And
Okay.
I feel like
we'll get back to that. So let's stick with the incident. So
at first,
so you had a stick from some.
The person who gave it to me. At first, I didn't want to do it, but one guy hit me in my face, and I was kind of scared.
Okay, so we'll backtrack to that. So you had the stick. What happened after you had the stick?
After I had the stick, I guess, I don't know, it was just a certain way where I took it towards the end, and I just I hit the lady, like, right here.
Okay.
I'm guessing. I know I hit her in the head.
So you hit her with the stick. How many times did you hit her with it?
I want to say twice.
Twice? And what did she do?
She fell, and I didn't put her in the car like I was supposed to.
Shakel's statement brings the interrogation to a critical crossroads. On one hand, he claims he was ordered to kidnap the victim, but if he failed to carry out the one task he was supposedly assigned, why didn't the other gang members come after him or his girlfriend? Is this just another fabricated story? On the other hand, if he's telling the truth, who exactly were these people? And why would they target a 70-year-old woman? With two conflicting narratives on the table, it's now up to the detective to dig deeper and uncover which version, if either, holds the truth.
So who are these people that threatened you?
I really don't know them like that. I'm not gonna lie to you, boss.
So you don't know them?
I don't know them like that.
So why did they, if you don't know them, and they picked you to go attack some lady over some beef
real quick, before you sum everything up, I used to hang with this one person. This one person that did know them. You know, I was always a follower, but what I meant by me being a follower, okay, the people, so like, let's say you hang around a couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you with your a guy friend, homeboy, whatever you call him, your buddy, you know, and you introduce him to the people.
Okay.
Then after that, you know,
So who is that person?
His name is Hunter Spence.
Who is it?
Hunter Spence.
Hunter Spence? Okay, so how long have you known Hunter Spence?
We used to go to not Gasvini, but, well, I went to Gasvini. He went to Second Chance.
Second Chance.
Well, at least that's what he told me. I never seen him at Second Chance like that.
Hunter, were you hanging out with Hunter while you're in town?
I've hung out with him like a couple.
While you're in town. So then all of a sudden...
we went, it was some type of party we went to. We were drinking, we were smoking, and I don't drink nor smoke, but I was, how would you say, kind of forced or persuaded. I didn't want to at first, but after I kind of felt like I was being forced to drink. So then I had probably about 5 shots of Henny. And
what day was this?
The day, it was like after the third week, the third day of me being here.
So why did they pick you?
My buddy who I was hanging with knew who.
So Hunter knew these people that you don't know that wanted you to attack this lady.
Hunter was on the run. He's on the run now.
Hunter's on the run for what?
I think he said he got a warrant out for his arrest for what's it called? It's like I think it's called assault with a deadly weapon or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Here locally?
I don't know here. All I know is he told me he got a warrant. He told me what it was for.
Okay.
Assault with a deadly weapon against somebody. After I left, I was very drunk and tipsy. I don't even remember how I even got home. I woke up, the only thing I know, I woke up on somebody's porch. I don't know who porch it was, what house. All I know is I walked on somebody's porch. I had the worst migraine. They took me to a party. After that, after we left the party, we went to some type of abandoned house. That's where they were like, that's when like Hunter started explaining stuff. He was like, yeah, there's something going on between nephew or something like, where he got into a fight, where they've been having in and out beef situations and stuff. And the main thing that was said was, Hunter said he wanted to kidnap the lady.
Hunter did, or the friends?
Hunter.
Hunter wanted to kidnap the lady.
As to me and my image, it's like Hunter is the big boss.
Okay.
As he runs everything.
So he said that the lady's nephew, something happened between the nephew and Hunter or somebody else?
Him and Hunter. Okay. Whatever Hunter says goes. So let's say if Hunter says something to make a move or whatever, they follow.
Okay. So Hunter approached you and said,
I'm like, I've known him for a little bit. I haven't, when I came here, I of course I love going to parties, but I don't drink or stuff. I just like going to have fun.
So he told you that he wanted you to kidnap her, put her in a car, and go where?
Well, that was the part.
I know, but where? Where did he want you to take her?
At first, I was supposed to take her to that abandoned house. It was an abandoned house.
Did he send you an address or something so you knew where to go? Because you're not really from here, so you really wouldn't know how to get from...
It's somewhere close by Putnam Drive, or Putnam something. It's Putnam something. It's an abandoned house.
Okay.
It's Putnam something. And I was supposed to go there, but I got nervous.
Okay.
And I didn't wind up putting her in the car.
And these individuals had the perfect leverage over Shakel in case he refused to follow through with their demands.
How would they threaten your baby mama? How do they even know who she is or where she is? Or
I thought I could trust Hunter. Like I said, I did hang up with him a couple of times.
Okay.
I did need somebody else because to talk to and hang out with,
Okay.
I didn't like being a homebody, if that makes sense.
No, it's fine.
So
you told him that you had a...
Yeah, cause he was like, how people do. He was talking about his girl, so I started talking about mine, and
Okay.
He was like, man, sometimes she be aggy, sometimes like he just.
But where? I forgot. I didn't bring my notepad back here. Her name was... What was her name? I wrote it down.
Who?
Your baby mama.
Nisha.
No, I was about to say Keisha, but Nisha.
She don't know anything about this.
No, it's fine. So, where honestly, where is Nisha at?
Panama City.
She's in Panama City. So, did you tell him he was in Panama, or she was in Panama City?
For the next several minutes, Shakel shifts his story once again, this time claiming he wasn't headed to the fair at all, but was actually on his way to make a drug deal. As usual, the details were vague. He offered only a single name, Hunter. No address, no phone number, no real information, just that name. But regardless of whether that part of the story holds any truth, it doesn't change one simple fact. Shakel was involved in a crime. And nearly an hour later, detectives returned to the room this time to place him in handcuffs.
All right, Mr. McLean, this fine gentleman here is going to take these handcuffs off you. He's going to put a different pair of handcuffs off you and take you over to the Juvenile Assessment Center, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Can you stand up? Actually, just stay seated. Just stay seated. I'll do it in a chair if you scoot up a little bit for me. Okay, so you got...
He's just going to put his own handcuffs on you, okay?
Yeah, I just will put my handcuffs on you, okay? Just keep your hands, put the backs of your hands together for me like that. There you go. Just stay just like that for a second. Put the keyhole on this. All right.
In the end, detectives found no evidence of involvement from anyone beyond Aaron and Shakel. In 2024, Aaron was formally charged with attempted murder and carjacking. As for Shakel, prosecutors made their position unmistakably clear. There was no evidence of coercion or outside pressure. This wasn't about fear or survival. Shakel attacked the woman simply because he wanted her car. After a thorough investigation and trial, he was found guilty of attempted murder, armed carjacking, and fleeing law enforcement. With the weight of those convictions, the court handed down the ultimate sentence, life in prison.